Hi everyone, it's Judy. Today is Wednesday, December 13th, 2013, and today is my 2-week post-op VSG surgery. So I'm going to give you the numbers. My highest weight, which was 2 weeks before surgery, was 251.1. Once I was on the pre-op diet, I came in at 238.4. That was pre-op. So I had lost 12.7 pounds on the pre-op diet. And today my weight is 228 even. So that is a total weight loss from my highest weight of 251.1 to 228 today. That is a total loss of 23.1 pounds. And since surgery, surgery day I was 238.4. Today I'm 228. It was 10.4 pounds since surgery. But I know it's even more than that because I had water weight from the IVs. And I know it was at least 10 pounds because when I had my lap band 4 years ago, I was in the hospital overnight on fluids, and I had gained 10 pounds with the fluids because I had weighed myself when I came home. My hysterectomy a year and a half ago, I was in the hospital for one night, and again, I weighed myself when I got home. I was 10 pounds more. This time I was in the hospital for 2.5 days. I did not weigh myself. I did not want to see what was on the scale. So I'm estimating it was at least 10 pounds that was fluids from the IV. So I know that I had to have lost all that extra water weight along with the 10.4 pounds since surgery, but a total of 23.1 pounds since my highest weight, which was 2 weeks before surgery. So I'm very pleased with it. I saw my surgeon Monday on December 11th, and everything was going well. They did tell me that, I also saw the dietitian, they did tell me that I could now graduate to the pureed phase of the diet. So she had said she only wants one meal to be a protein drink, and the other 2 meals need to be eaten. So, so far I've had tuna fish with light mayo, and I kind of spruce it up with dill weed and celery seed. I can get about 1/2 cup of that in there. Let's see, 1/2 cup of Fage yogurt. I usually spruce it up with some raspberry sugar-free syrup, give it some flavor. What else have I? Oh, I've had cod. I had a fillet of cod twice already. I've had it for dinner yesterday and lunch today because there was 2 fillets in a package. And those went down really well. I did smash them though because they were still kind of biggy, flaky kind of things, so I smashed them. And along with that I had a 1/2 cup of green beans, which I also smashed. So, but the doctor, the surgeon, and the dietitian both said, you know, with more high fiber kind of, not fiber, but more fibrous, I guess, meat like chicken, pork, stuff like that, to put it in a blender. You know, it's not something you can like mash with a fork. So I haven't tried any of those denser meats yet, but I'm willing to try it this weekend. Make some dinner for my family. So what else have I had? I think that's it. Tuna fish, cod, green beans. Oh, I made myself like a breakfast burrito, only without the wrap. What I did was I made, you know how you're going to make an omelet, and I use what I call liquid eggs, and I poured 1/2 cup in a skillet, sprayed it with Pam, and I made it like it was going to be an omelet, but I never folded it. So I put it on a plate, And then I took a half a cup of refried beans, heated those up, mixed them up real good, and spread them all on the egg wrap, I guess you want to call it. Then I added some shredded cheese, and I rolled it up so it looked like a taco or a burrito. And I put a tablespoon of Fage plain yogurt and the juice from some salsa. And it was very good. It looked like a breakfast burrito, only the egg was the wrap. And I cannot take credit for that. I saw it on a YouTube video. I'm sorry, I cannot remember the name. But when I go back and look at it, I will definitely be sure to give you whoever did that recipe. Because I was looking on YouTube for bariatric recipes, and I came across it, and I thought, how cool is that? Only they didn't do it for a breakfast. They did it like a lunch wrap, and they did the egg, made it like the burrito or the wrap. And then they took shredded chicken and put that in there along with the cheese and whatever else, and they wrapped it up as the egg was like the wrap. It was really cool. And I thought, oh, I could do that for breakfast. So I couldn't eat the whole breakfast burrito. I cut it in half, and I have the other half. If I need a snack or something, I'll eat that. I'll just warm it up and have it. Otherwise, I have breakfast for tomorrow morning. So, other than that, I'm trying to think if there was anything. Oh, my issues. I was having some issues before about being out of breath, but as you can tell now, I am not out of breath. So that seemed to have resolved itself. My incisions, I'm a little worried about myself. So is the doctor. He's more worried about the larger one. What they're doing is, he called it weeping. So they're oozing something. I don't think it's pus, but what happened is, or the way they kind of explained it to me, was that my incisions were healing and they were getting like a scab on it, and then the skin was breaking again. So now what I've done is, and what he has told me to do is to clean them and put Neosporin on a bandage and put that on the incisions. But he said, keep an eye on the larger one. He said, if the redness starts tracking downward even more than what it is, to give him a call, and that might be a sign of infection. But I looked at them today when I cleaned them, and it looks like the redness is going away. So I'm hoping they heal nicely. I don't think they're going to be as good as the first time, because when I had the lap band and the incisions healed so nicely that you couldn't even tell, like a year or two later, you couldn't even see where the incisions were. So, but I think this is going to leave some scarring. I think it's going to be an ugly belly. Yeah. But that's all right. Who's going to look at it anyway? Let me think. I can't think of anything else that was being said other than I have another appointment January 6th. The dietitian said we'll probably graduate you to the chopped. And when I talked to the surgeon, he says, well, he says, the night before you come in, have yourself a dinner just so you can see how it feels. And then you can tell us the next day, you know, how it felt going down. But it is a little different than the lap band. I'm kind of already acclimated to not drinking during my meal, chewing very well. The one thing I'm really pleased with is I don't have to be afraid about swallowing pills. And I had asked the surgeon about that because all along I've been crushing my blood pressure medicine, my anti-acid reducer, or the acid reducer. And I asked him, I said, when will I be able to swallow pills? He said, oh, you can swallow pills right now. He says, that's only for lap band patients. I said, oh, so now I can swallow my medication. It's a lot tastier because my protein drinks just tasted nasty with that crushed blood pressure medicine and the acid reducer. Blah. So that we talked about that. I did ask him, since I was a little worried about my hiatal hernia, because he said, I remember with the lap band, I had a very large hiatal hernia. He said he repaired it. Went in for the VSG revision, and it was there again. And so he said he had repaired it again. He put stitches in the back and in the front. But when I had told him, even the next day after surgery, I told him I had thrown up like 4 times. And he had this look on his face. So when I was there Monday, I asked him, I said, so about the hiatal hernia, I said, do you think I might have messed it up? He said, I don't know. And I was vomiting violently. I mean, it was deep within. It wasn't just a little gag here and there. It was deep. And I know I vomited a little bit of foamy blood. I know that. So he says, you may have busted a stitch. He said, there's no way of knowing. He says, the only way you'll know is if you get a lot of acid reflux. And then you'll know that it's back. So that's the only thing I'm really worried about. I mean, I haven't had any acid reflux. So he said, keep taking the acid reducer for the month and then stop and we'll see. Because I know a lot of VSGers, they have a problem with acid reflux. Some have it terribly and some don't have it at all. And so, well, I've been on the acid reducer, so I can't say one way or the other if I have it or not. But I'm hoping my incisions heal nicely. They have me a little worried. But I do go back to work the day after Christmas, so I have at least another 2 weeks off. And I think that's it. So a total of 23.1 pounds down. Very happy. All right, YouTubers. I'll talk to you later. You guys have a great week and talk to you soon. Believe in yourself and love yourself. Bye.